Assalamualaikum. So I am going to start the presentation by giving the briefing and introduction of what is our study about. So we are studying the low factors on the demand for the family takaful among teachers in Peninsular Malaysia, especially in Selangor State. So takaful is a protection plan which is based on the Sharia compliance and principles. And through this study, an effort has been made to understand how and why teachers in Peninsular Malaysia, especially in Selangor, have a very low demand for family takaful. And also throughout this study, we are discussing on what are the factors that influence the teachers not to take the family takaful. So for the objectives of the study, the main purpose of the study is to identify the factors of low family takaful demand among teachers. Therefore, this study aims to achieve the objectives such as to examine how the level of income of teachers could affect the demand of family takaful, especially in Selangor. And the second one is to determine if the level of education of a person could lead to the low family takaful demand in Selangor.
Constructs in our studies. Construct 1 is low family takaful demand among teachers. The government's policy of prioritizing the community to work as a governance make generation after generation so spoiled and there's no awareness about takaful. The privilege of civil servants, especially teachers, while healthcare is fully borne by the government and also pension in the event of death will be received by the spouse, causing them to feel no needs to protect income or savings. Construct number 2 is economic factors. There are studies that show that income level can be considered a determinant of family insurance participations. This insurance is an expensive product. Increased incomes allow consumers to invest in life insurance. Construct number 3 is knowledge factors. The findings demonstrate that despite owning a takaful insurance, the majority of takaful policyholders have a little awareness of takaful system. As a result, there is a considerable education between the consumer's level of product knowledge and their tendency to hold takaful policy.
Hi, thank you NURWANI for the construct explanation. So we move to the research framework of the study. The independent variables consist of macroeconomic factors which are income level and education level, while the dependent variable consists of one variable, and that is family takaful demand among teachers in Selangor. So based on the literature review before this, there is a need to study the relationship between income and education level and family takaful demand. It indicates that this variable is strongly significant for both. Okay, so this is for hypothesis formulation. Previous investigations have studied the relationship between low family takaful demand and the level of income and education awareness among teachers in Selangor. So we have admitted that low family takaful demand may be an independent variable with the financial and education factors as outcome. As income increases, family takaful products become more affordable and there is a greater need to protect dependents against the loss of expected future income due to the premature death or permanent disability of the wage earner. And those with dependents who have a greater number of years education may have a greater need and purposes for family takaful in order to ensure that the teachers will be able to complete the education upon premature death or permanent disability of the wage earner among their own family. We have two hypotheses here. Number 1 is level of income has a significant relationship towards family takaful demand among teachers in Selangor. The second one is level of education has significant relationship towards family takaful demand among teachers in Selangor.
For research design, this research utilizes the cross-sectional research design. This design is being used to investigate the factors that contribute to low family takaful demand among teachers in Selangor. In this type of research study, either the entire population or subset of it is chosen and data is collected from this individual to help answer research question of interest. For example, in a simple cross-sectional study, we might try to determine whether there is a relationship between economic and knowledge factors and family takaful demand, because we believe that if they see family takaful as a necessity, they will commit to it. For questionnaire design, it plays an important role in the process of survey research to collect the data. Descriptive statistics for the demographic were examined using frequencies, standard deviation, and range. The interval scale was sufficient to measure the relationship between the level of macroeconomic factors and family takaful demand among teachers in Selangor. They are divided into 3 sections, which is demographic, the factors that impact respondent ownership of family takaful, and the last part is the factors that summarize plausible reason for not owning a family takaful policy. It is also featured a 10-point interval scale, with 1 representing for strongly disagree while 10 representing for strongly agree. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Measurement in construct. In the demographic information sections, which is in sections A, there are 7 fundamental questions on the respondent's personal information, which are age, gender, race, marital status, level of education, number of family members, and lastly, income range.
Unit of analysis. This study employed a theoretical framework in order to determine that each variable has a relationship. The main objective is to identify the factors of low demand for family takaful among teachers. This study is based around data on a collective group of teachers in rural areas in Selangor. The purpose of this study is to determine whether there is a relationship between the independent variables, which is economic and knowledge factor, and the dependent variable, which is low family takaful demand among teachers in Selangor. Population and sampling. Population refers to a group of individuals, objects, or things that occur that have the same characteristic to be studied. Identifying the target population is one of the sampling process. We have selected secondary and primary school teachers in Selangor as our respondent. Selangor was chosen as the study area because it is one of the fastest growing cities with population and easy for us to collect data and samples. Sampling design and sampling size. Okay, for the sampling design, we use a simple random sampling method because using this method allows us to select a sample at random, which is that each person has the potential to be selected. Okay, the selection of this sample size is in accordance with the central limit theorem, which says the sample size should be more or equal to 30. In order to be closer to the distribution mean sampling with the normal distribution.
For this part, the researcher found critical factors that influence the number of family takaful demand among 100 respondents from teachers, which are their lack of product knowledge. Even sometimes they didn't have problems in academic aspects. Consequently, they have a negative perception of family takaful, and this extremely bothered the development of the family takaful product purchases. Using the data collection procedure, the demographic questionnaire, the survey questions, and the study conduct, the observation also shows living at high cost in the city makes them think twice to invest in takaful family plans and consider their savings from their earnings are quite enough to cover anything happen to them and their family.
For the conclusion, this chapter has discusses the real evidence of hypotheses which conclude if the earnings increase, the demand for the family takaful products will also increase. If the education level among the teachers was at the highest stage, this can also help them to be more aware towards their participation in family takaful plans, whether it is influenced by the marital status or not. In chapter 3, we also present the methodology of the factors which contain the research design, target population and sampling design, and also the data collection that was used in this study. Therefore, there is significant acceptance for each factor towards the family takaful industry. That's all from us. Thank you.